We may see a few more showers and thunderstorms out to the west at first, then overnight that moves eastward. Again, spotty showers and thunderstorms, a few of which, though, it could pack an extra punch, so we'll keep an eye on things as we head through the night. Low temperatures in the 50s out to the west, low 60s the further south and east you go. For your day on Wednesday, another warm, if not outright hot day, but another opportunity for some pop-up showers and thunderstorms along the way. We'll talk about that and the rest of your 7-day forecast, including a look at the first couple of days of June coming up in just a bit. Until then, First at 4 starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, KELOLAND News First at 4.
5 people remain unaccounted for in the apartment building collapse in Iowa as people demand answers for why it happened in the first place.
Plus, in just a few months, recreational marijuana will officially be legal in Minnesota after the governor signed it into law.
And later, today marks exactly 25 years since a tornado devastated the town of Spencer, South Dakota.
But first, we're following some breaking news in Rapid City. The Division of Criminal Investigation is looking into an officer-involved shooting. This morning, police were called to the 100 block of East Signal Drive for a person wanting family members to be removed from their home. When officers arrived, one man tried to run away. And police chased after him. Authorities say that the man pointed a gun at an officer. And investigators say that the officer told the man to drop the gun. And that's when police shot the suspect. The man was taken to the hospital. Authorities say that he was violating a no-contact order, had 5 active warrants, and is affiliated with a gang. This happened in the same area where a 6-year-old was shot on Friday. However, Rapid City police do not believe the 2 incidents are connected. Authorities are still looking for the suspect, Kyle Bluelegs III, in the shooting from Friday. The FAA is now investigating the plane crash that happened Monday afternoon near Larchwood, Iowa. 2 people were taken to the hospital following the crash. One person was airlifted for serious injuries. The other has minor injuries. The Lyon County Sheriff's Office says it was called to the scene at about 1:30 in the afternoon for a single-engine airplane that had crashed south of the Larchwood Airport runway. Authorities are still looking into the cause of the crash. The mayor of Davenport, Iowa, says 5 people remain unaccounted for, including 2 people who could still be in the wreckage of a partly collapsed apartment building. The announcement followed criticism that the city is moving too quickly toward demolishing the building. A woman was rescued Monday after authorities initially said that no one was left inside. And so far, there haven't been any reported deaths from the Sunday evening collapse. A family member of a person still missing in the wreckage is pleading with the public to let the city do its job.
They have given us our word that they are going to treat that already collapsed area with sensitivity to the remains that are underneath of there and excavate them as soon as possible and recover them. That's really what we want. We do not want a full-on demolition or a full-on delay for that building to even collapse more. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds signed a disaster proclamation that makes up to $5,000 available to residents of the building. One person is dead and another has serious injuries following a motorcycle crash along I-90 in Jones County. The South Dakota Highway Patrol says Sunday evening an SUV rear-ended the motorcycle. Both people on the bike were thrown from the vehicle. The 59-year-old woman died at the scene. A 52-year-old man was taken to the hospital but is expected to survive. Charges are pending against the 16-year-old driver of the SUV. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has signed a bill legalizing marijuana for adult recreational use. The law won't take effect until August 1st. Minnesotans will be permitted to have up to 2 pounds of marijuana at home and 2 ounces while in public. The sale of the drug will still be illegal without a state license. The bill will also expunge low-level cannabis convictions.
We've criminalized a lot of folks who are going to start the expungement process on those records. We have a situation where buying cannabis on the streets is dangerous with the things from fentanyl to xylazine to the other things we're starting to see show up. It makes sense to have that. Former Governor Jesse Ventura, who has been pushing for legalization of cannabis for more than 2 decades, was also present at today's bill signing.
Well, we were treated to some pretty nice weather over the holiday weekend.
Yeah, it looks like I got a little sun, perhaps. Yeah. I was on the motorcycle for 3 days straight, so.
Well, I've been working on the sun, but I don't know. It's not showing up yet. I don't know what's going on, Adam.
We'll work on that. There's actually plenty of opportunities for sunshine as well. We do talk about thunderstorm activity basically on a daily basis. Not everybody is going to see something on any given day. We do, however, have a little bit going on right now. This is a view from our laptop or radar out in the Black Hills. We've been keeping an eye on a pair of thunderstorms, one in the Spearfish area, and then one that was on the south side of Rapid City, has now split into two cells, one near Rockerville and then the other a little bit to the southeast of downtown Rapid City. Speaking of western KELOLAND, there is our Rapid City camera now. 72 in Pennington County, a northeast wind at 8 miles per hour. But we are going to continue to keep an eye on the skies, not just out there, but here in Sioux Falls as we head later into the night. 90 at the airport. Haven't hit 90 since April with a west wind at 11 miles per hour. And we're going to continue with this stretch of 80 or better at bare minimum as we go even into the start of the next month, let alone the start of the next work week. We're at 91 in Mitchell, 90 here on Aberdeen, Sisseton, and Yankton, 86 toward Pierre. But a rain-cooled 57 in Spearfish. You saw those thunderstorms up that way not too long ago on live Doppler radar. As we go into satellite and radar now and zoom out a little bit more, for the time being, there hasn't been too much going on. Just a few little cells trying to get their act together east of Watertown, east of the I-29 corridor. We'll see if those are able to kind of get themselves going a little bit as they move into Minnesota. But beyond that, nothing organized, just a lot of pop-up stuff that's going to come around with daytime heating. Lows tonight in the 50s out west, 60s elsewhere. High temperatures for your day tomorrow, once again, rather warm. Upper 80s to near 90 with a couple of scattered thunderstorms not out of the question as well. We're also going to be talking about highs up in northeastern KELOLAND rising into the upper 80s and low 90s. Out west, marginally cooler. We'll go 70s to some 80s down toward the Missouri River Valley. But like I said, we're also going to be talking about several opportunities for pop-up thunderstorms. We'll go into detail on that and the rest of your 7-day forecast as we head through the hour.
Thanks, Adam. Congress kicks off debate today on the debt limit deal between President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy.
The bill would suspend the nation's debt limit through 2025 to avoid a federal default while cutting government spending. KELOLAND News Washington, D.C. correspondent Jesse Turner reports on where lawmakers stand.
That debate is currently playing out in the House Rules Committee. The deal does give both sides various wins to tout, but it's still not enough to win over full Democratic and Republican support.
This deal fails.
Members of the House Freedom Caucus, including Pennsylvania Congressman Scott Perry, are sending a clear message to their GOP colleagues.
Not one Republican should vote for this deal. It is a bad deal.
Texas Congressman Chip Roy and Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert argue the compromise between House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and President Joe Biden does not cut future government spending enough.
This is an unlimited debt increase, allowing him to spend as much money as he wants through the end of his term.
Over time, the White House estimates the deal would reduce government spending by at least $1 trillion, while still fully funding medical care for veterans. It would also claw back unspent COVID relief money and rescind some IRS funding.
I am overtly concerned about meeting the needs of disadvantaged people.
Democrats, like Illinois Congressman Danny Davis, oppose changes to work requirements for some government aid recipients. This deal does temporarily phase in higher age limits for food stamps. But overall, the Biden administration feels good about the legislation.
This was no easy task to get here, but what was on the line for the American people was real.
And the bill would also streamline environmental reviews for controversial pipelines and other energy projects. And the House plans to vote on it tomorrow. In Washington, I'm Jesse Tenor.
The Supreme Court's decision season is in full swing. Now, in the coming weeks, the justices will hand down major rulings on some hot-button issues.
That includes President Biden's student debt relief plan. The justices are weighing two separate challenges, one from Republican-led states, the other from two individual borrowers. At stake is whether more than 40 million Americans will receive debt relief. The plan, which is currently on hold, would cancel up to $20,000 in loans for Pell Grant recipients and $10,000 for other borrowers.
The Supreme Court will also release its decision on affirmative action. The justices are considering challenges to the admissions policies of both Harvard University and the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. The justices are being asked to overturn a 2003 decision that allowed race to be considered as one of the many factors in college admissions.
The Supreme Court is also poised to decide when states must draw minority-majority districts as the court resolves a dispute involving Alabama's congressional map. The opinion could further narrow the Voting Rights Act.
And justices soon could also prompt a major shift in how foster care placements and adoptions are handled for thousands of Native American children. The justices are hearing a constitutional challenge to the Indian Child Welfare Act. Several couples are suing over the law, saying that it institutes racial classifications. Several tribes and the Biden administration defended the law.
LGBTQ rights are also being discussed by the Supreme Court. Various wedding vendors who oppose same-sex marriage have challenged public accommodation laws that require them to provide equal services regardless of a customer's sexual orientation. The rulings in these cases are expected to be released by June 30th.
Well, coming up.